So when I was younger, for every Christmas, my dad would make this beer battered fried chicken, and it was so good. I loved it. Like, I would look forward to it every single year, and the leftovers for days. And he'd only make it on Christmas, so it was just always part of what I was looking forward to. And so most people have their family traditions and do whatever they do during the holiday time of the year. And so whenever veganism comes up in a conversation, after they tell me that they only buy organic meat, they talk to me. They mention that one of their biggest fears is, well, how do you survive the family gatherings? How do you survive the big social events, Like, you probably give up a lot. And so I'm not going to sit here and pretend that it's been really hard for me, because I've been really lucky. For the most part, my parents my mom is vegan, and my dad is extremely accommodating when it comes to these occasions, and he's also a really good cook. So me and my family, we celebrate Christmas. For us, we celebrate the 24th in the evening. We have a big dinner, but it's just in the family. It's just me and my mom and my dad. So anyways, for all intents and purposes, Christmas Eve was pretty easy because it was just me and my family, and my dad made this amazing shepherd's pie. I'll post a little video that I took. It was a layer of lentils, which is cooked with like tomato sauce, and it gave it a really like bolognese or whatever flavor. And then the top layer was mashed potatoes mixed with cauliflower, and there was some tahini in it somewhere to give it like that earthy flavor. Honestly, it was so good. Like, I could not stop eating it. Like, I don't know if he slipped a little something in there too. But anyways, I probably had like 5-6 servings. Like, I couldn't stop myself. It was so good. And then for dessert, we just had ice cream. It was coconut based. If you haven't had vegan ice cream, it's come a long way. This ice cream didn't taste like coconut at all. It just was your classic chocolate, strawberry, vanilla. There was even a lemon one, and that was good. I was afraid it was gonna be like sorbet. I hate sorbet. Anyways, so it was amazing. And so the 25th comes along, and so I don't know, for me the 25th has never been that big of a day. It's really the 24th and the night that's more important. Maybe like a nice lunch on the 25th. But even this year, we didn't really do much on the 25th, nothing special. I just had some more servings of that lentil shepherd's pie. And so actually here in Hungary, and maybe a lot of other countries, let me know if it's the same for y'all, but the 26th is also an important day. It's like the second day of Christmas. Yeah, so we went over to my aunt's house. This is the first time I've ever even been with this aunt since going vegan. So I actually didn't know what to expect too much. But when we got there, there was just a ton of, nuts on a platter, like pistachios and peanuts and walnuts and all that. But, that's not out of the ordinary. People always serve nuts. And then we had some like traditional Hungarian palinka, which is just like some intense alcohol. But so then we all sat down for the main course. And again, my mom was also vegan. And so I figured, they would have something set aside for us. But boy, was I wrong. They brought this like huge mushroom soup. And then they brought out another huge mushroom soup, and they were like, this is the vegan one. And I was like, what? Like, y'all made an entire vegan version for us? So then we started having some. It was just amazing. Like, I put little bread bits in it and some, like, I think it was parsley on top. And somebody else was interested in trying it. They said, oh, like, I want to try the vegan soup too. And so they had it, and they said, wow, like, this is great, And the only difference they said is that it was a little bit sweeter, which I don't think was because it's vegan. They may have just added more sugar in that one. And then when the main course came out, my aunt made a completely different set of dishes for me and my mom. We could all have like the big like red cabbage, which is really traditional in Hungary. But there's also like these fried potatoes, and there was like some breaded, I think it was vegan chicken. It was just a ton of food. It was so much. Yeah, it was amazing. Like I wasn't expecting to have such a feast during Christmas, because I just thought it would be, oh, here's, the lettuce and tomato. I didn't think it would be that bad, but, you just never know. You just really never know what to expect sometimes. And then it didn't stop there. Like, my aunt busts out this Hungarian dessert, which is called, all right, if you're Hungarian or watching this, you're going to have to keep me honest on the pronunciation, but turorudi. It's almost like a cottage cheese dessert. But she made it vegan. I don't even know how she did it. And so if we had these they were like these balls, and I think they had powdered sugar. No, they were covered in coconut flakes and with some marmalade or jam, whatever. And yeah, and so it was just phenomenal. They were like warm. Oh God, it was so good. Yeah, I was just blown away. I was so full. I had an amazing second day of Christmas with my family. And it's funny too because again, this is my Hungarian family, and people are always telling me, oh, that's such a meat and potatoes country. It would be impossible to be vegan there, but that really has just not been my experience. But we're not out of the woods yet because, there's the whole holiday season still from, Christmas to New Year's. So I also had some friends visit me after Christmas, and it was great. I could show them some of the great Hungarian food around Budapest. We even had langos, which is like fried bread. It's so good. If you come here, you have to have it. And we also went to this other famous Hungarian restaurant where you can order like this pile of like fried cheese and different meats, vegan of course, and it's actually so good. You guys gotta check that one out too. It's called Napfényes, which means sunshine. And so another thing is that my birthday is actually during the holiday stretch, and so that was awesome as well because I had a bunch of friends come over, and someone I know actually made me this wonderful vegan cake, and that was so sweet of them. I'm really thankful for them. They're probably watching this video, so thank you so much. That was amazing. So we wrapped up that part of the holiday season. So far, so good. Nothing really challenging about being vegan so far. But now for the new year, we're gonna go to Vienna. So we hop on the train from Budapest, and by the way, the trains here are like amazing. I still can't believe that you can just be in this other world basically in like 2.5 hours. But anyways, so we get to my friend's house, and like I said, you don't always really know what to expect. And I don't know, maybe I should be more upfront with my friends and be like, yo, so what is there gonna be for me to eat? Because they do know I'm vegan, and so I expect there to be something, but you just never know exactly what there's gonna be. And so I get there, and they just have these all these vegan spreads. They've got a bunch of chips, these are the vegan ones, a bunch of nuts. They bought this whole thing of soy chicken from Gardein, and it was just amazing. It just feels really good to have friends who are gonna who take that extra step for you. Even if it is sometimes their first time making the effort for someone who's vegan because they tell you we didn't know what to get or whatever. It just felt good that they did that. In Europe, it's like another world. They've got that vegan label on everything, if it's vegan, of course. I don't know, but they even have it on the orange juice, So I feel like, at least in the supermarket, it does make it way easier to find what's vegan and what's not vegan. But anyways, so New Year's was great. And so the next day, or no, I guess it was the second, because the first we woke up really late because we had been out for New Year's. So on the second, I wake up in the morning and I'm gonna head back to Budapest. And so at this point, it's just me and my friend's family, and they say, come down and have breakfast with us, and then if you want, we can take you to the train station. And so I'm like, that sounds great to me. And so we were talking and just having a conversation, and then it comes up that they have chickens in the back, and they also have their own bees. And they told me that they treat their chickens really well and their bees really well, and that the chickens themselves are vegan. And so they said that those chickens' eggs are vegan as well. And they talked about how much they loved the bees and they cared for the bees and they protected the bees as well. And I feel like they may have been interested in knowing my opinion on that. And I'm pretty sure they subscribed, and they might even be watching this, so hey, thanks for having me. And so now I have no doubt that they really care about their bees and they really care about their animals. There's not a doubt in my mind about that. They were very compassionate people, especially the way they spoke about other animals. But if you are vegan and you're in this situation, sometimes, at least for me, I didn't really know what to do or what to say in this situation. And maybe as I experience these types of situations more, I get more used to them and I get better at handling them. But in the moment, I didn't know what would be the best way to have the conversation about the topic and share my opinion on it. So what I did was I just tried to smile and nod and just keep it neutral. Because the thing is when I first went vegan, I thought any time is a good time for activism. But now as I'm older, or at least a more experienced, seasoned vegan, I have started to be more selective of when I choose to talk about veganism and go really in depth about it, because I think part of being successful and having discussions about veganism is choosing the right moments to invest your energy in. I don't know, what do y'all think? Do y'all think I made the right choice? Or do y'all think I should have tried to have the discussion there? And by the way, I've actually linked a couple videos down below talking about, honey and backyard eggs. And I think one day I'll make my own videos about them to talk about my own perspective, because I think the way that I think about it is different from what those videos talk about. It's been a while since I watched them actually myself. Maybe I shouldn't be linking them then. But if I did that, then in future cases, I could say something like, hey, I actually made some videos talking about what I think about honey and backyard eggs, if you want to check those out. And then you have best of both worlds, I guess. Anyway, something that I really wanted to drive home was that a lot of times when people talk about veganism, one of their fears is like I mentioned earlier, is how do you deal with the social situations and, the family situations. And in my experience, it's really been that You only have to have that awkward conversation. Maybe I shouldn't even say awkward. Maybe I should say potentially uncomfortable conversation. It's a better way to put it. One time. And then for the rest of your life, basically, your family knows, oh, they're vegan. I will accommodate for them. Well, hopefully that's the case with your family. And then with your friends, you only need to tell your friends once, and then they will account for you. They will think of you. And if they don't, then honestly, maybe it's time to consider some new friends. You know, even before I was vegan, if I had a friend who was vegetarian or something, I'd always make sure that they could eat something wherever we went. So wouldn't you expect the same from your friends? I'll admit, family can be different, but at least in my experience, I only had to say something once, and my family still did everything to make sure that I was full for the holiday season. And I do recognize that some people have more challenging families, and so yeah, I empathize with those people. In the worst case scenario, I guess you could always eat beforehand. I know that's not like the best solution, but it is what it is. Well, anyways, that's the story. I hope y'all all made it through the holiday season, and don't forget to take your B12 supplement. I'll see y'all in the next one.